What's up, guys? Welcome to another TalkingBull podcast. I'm Anthony. This is Nick. We're here to bring you your weekly nerd news and talk some bull. I always forget where this microphone goes. Once again, we're back to our random 2 mic setup, so let's see how this one sounds. Last week was interesting trying to get it to sound right, just because it's 2 different mics, yeah. It's a lot of reverb here and there, but that's alright. So, let's start off with some Comic-Con-y stuff.
That's next weekend, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah. We do this every week. We're like, it's next weekend. Yeah. So apparently, Terminator Dark Fate, as well as the Marvel Avengers game, is both going to have respective their footage shown at the event. And I'm like, and they're both exclusive to their panel, which means they'll be leaked anywhere afterwards. So Terminator, I'm like, whatever. I don't fly. Like, this movie's gonna suck. I've already written this thing off. Oh, yeah. Based off everything we've seen and read.
Trailer and what I've read, I'm like, oh, this is just a cash grab. Yeah. Check the box.
If it stays true to what it says it's going to be, this movie's going to suck ass. And
it's going to take just like the other one.
Exactly.
It's not going to rebirth a new series of films. You're going to get one and done and just chug along, and that's it.
10 years from now, someone will try to reboot it again and whatever. But the footage that I am interested in seeing is the Avengers stuff.
For the game.
Yeah. I want to see what more of that it looks like.
I want to see.
And gameplay footage. Because we saw like snippets of pre-rendered stuff. Yeah. I'm interested about that. That is where I'm like.
On a controller and be like, play this scene.
Yeah. I'm intrigued to see that. And it's weird that they're showing it off there as opposed to, any other convention that's going on with games.
I think it might be a little backlash from what happened at E3, where they're like, okay, we'll just show them some stuff at the next big convention.
Yeah, which just happens to be San Diego.
Which is the big, we'll just show them the big nerd convention. The big thing that's next is this, and we'll just play it there. Answer those questions.
Should be interesting. I hope it's good looking. I mean, it'll look like garbage when it inevitably leaks. Yeah. But that's what I'm looking forward to. We know it's going to leak, and we know we're going to see it. Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm looking forward to seeing how the characters on the screen interact with anything else as opposed to the pre-rendered stuff. And it is supposedly half single player, half multiplayer.
Well, on top of gameplay, just clear up some of those, because until the last 3 minutes of that panel, it was very, very good. Then the last 3 minutes of E3 was like, huh?
Yeah, I don't think we ever talked about it, because what happened was we recorded and talked about all the shit, and then the next fucking little bit afterwards, they were like, here's this, and this, and here's how it works, and here's how it runs.
I know.
And I'm like, why didn't you give us some of that tidbit information during the fucking panel?
It was backpedaling.
Yeah.
It was backpedaling. And I know they answered some stuff, but there's still some reason that my wallet isn't fully open.
Yeah.
Going back to the thing. My wallet closed up at the end of E3.
Yeah, wallet was like this, now it's kind of like,
Now it's opening, but I'm like, you still got to clear up some of this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm okay with the single player stuff, and then there's little side missions that are multiplayer, and you can play as different people, and each person picks a character and go from there kind of thing. And then they update it with different Avengers, like we saw Ant-Man already in there. And then Hawkeye they teased too, because people didn't see. But I'm like, if that's what your game is, fine. But just make sure they're both fleshed out, fully realized, and good. Because if they're not, you just wasted everyone's time for the last 7 years when you teased this. And then now you're doing it again. So hopefully it's good, and they give us more answers to what the hell is going on. We also got another nice kind of look at Joker in the Empire magazine.
It was a cool cover.
Yeah, it was weird.
Where one is more right on, the other is more to the left or something.
And it was weird because it's subscriber only cover for the Empire magazine, and I'm like, and I'm like, they were just gonna show us this shit anyways. I actually like this silhouette look, and I like how they did it juxtaposed with the glass or whatever.
Yeah, it's a nice photo.
Yeah, it's still a weird movie. I'm still not sure how I feel about it, but this is just cool. Mm-hmm. And it's I don't know, DC and its movie things. I don't know. Can they do a one-off if that's just this is the one Joker movie they're going to do?
I think if you're going to create this one-off series of movies, you need to do other characters for it to be its own thing.
Yeah.
But all one-offs.
Yeah. I
But
just
you
I
do other
can't
characters.
see.
What other characters do you do?
I
don't
can't
know.
see a company, especially with a character as prolific as the Joker, just being like one and done.
Oh no, they'll milk this and then they'll fuck it over.
Yeah,
Then they'll do
I
it.
do not believe inevitably this will be one movie. Because like why like yeah, you set out to make certain movies, like obviously they just want to make a movie.
Mm-hmm.
No, this isn't the one. It's like making one Lord of the Rings because you were like, we just want to make one.
Yeah.
No. No. That's not how
I
it
read
works.
some scuttle, just a side note, that I don't want to go too far down the rabbit hole, but I've seen some scuttle on the interwebs about Birds of Prey.
Oh, I have that story.
And I have no hope for this goddamn movie.
So speaking of one-off movies, the test screening for Birds of Prey has split the audience as well as the executives at Warner Brothers.
The audiences seem to like it, execs didn't.
Yeah.
Either way, but from what I've read about the movie, I don't know how audiences liked it because me as an audience member feel like I'm not going to like this movie. So, yeah, I'm just like,
I've been backed on this movie for like forever because I'm like, what the hell? I don't understand what this movie is and what it wants to be.
I think it just wants to have Margot Robbie and a quick movie. And
then why not just make a Harley Quinn movie?
And use characters from DC Comics in name only.
Yeah.
And fuck over. You know what it is? It seems like they went the CW approach and just use the names of the characters and just threw everything else out the fucking window. And was like, we're going to use the person's name and that's it.
Yeah. Like Birds of Prey and the fabulous emancipation of one Harley Quinn. Like it screams terrible.
Yeah. We still haven't seen a trailer or anything. You just got that one.
Which do you wonder?
Snippet.
Do you think we get one at Con?
I would imagine we should get something next week, but I don't know where they'd play it unless they just played it at Warner Brothers. Is Warner Brothers? I know DC's not having a panel. Is Warner Brothers having a panel?
Probably.
Maybe.
Did DC come out and say they weren't having
DC's
a panel?
not going.
DC's
not going. Yeah, they're not going. 100%. They're not going.
I would assume, given that the movie comes out in February, that we'd get one soon.
I would think.
Yeah, it comes out February 7th. Mm-hmm. You know, that's... You'd think we'd get one very soon.
Yeah.
And like, if you're not going to do it here, then where? New York Comic-Con?
That's in October.
Maybe?
Just before Halloween. I mean, just before Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Because if not, where else are you going to drop it? I can't see them dropping this on like one of the late shows, especially when you want
people to see this movie.
The eyes on it of the comic fans. Mm-hmm. You don't want to just throw this out to random people, especially with...
Well, I think that's their market, is just random people, because from what I've read, they've already alienated and fucked over the comic fan of this movie, because there's nothing comic in it besides name.
But I think you want them to show that to comic book fan people
that we fucked your dreams over.
No, because DC doesn't look at it that way. DC's like, we're making great comic book movies.
Oh yeah, they're delusional.
They're in fucking denial. Yeah. It's not like a Marvel trailer where you could drop that at 4 a.m. on a Friday and it'll be the most viewed video by Monday.
Yeah,
or Saturday morning.
Yeah, I forgot that. They're delusional.
Yeah. DC has refused to accept the fact that their movies have been mediocre or just outright garbage.
Mm-hmm.
So
they probably think this is a $1 billion hit on
again, if you look at this current slate of movies we have the Joker, which is in October.
Mm-hmm. And we'll probably actually, now that you say that, it's going to play with Joker.
Oh, maybe.
Right before New York Comic Con.
Yeah. Which, you'd think they'd ramp up stuff for Joker.
It's R-rated. I mean, I'm just saying, so their market, they already know they're going to have a smaller viewing screen, smaller screen sets, smaller, everything's going to be small. Probably not going to do too much of a push.
Also, this movie is just going to piss off half the Legion of fans anyways because it's the Joker, because it's not the Joker.
Like in canon type of thing.
Yeah, it's not in canon. It's a random one-off, and it's the backstory, side story, whatever of Joker, but not any Joker we're used to seeing.
Mm-hmm.
Just think of all the iterations of Joker. This is it seems a far-off one.
It's like a mix of things.
Yeah. Where it's like the people who want to see this movie were like, okay, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm intrigued about this movie, but at the same time, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
Oh yeah.
You have fucking one Joker in another movie, and that they're rebooting that franchise.
I liked Leto. I know you didn't. I liked him. I wasn't 100% for his look, like the tattoos. I could have gone without the tattoos.
I dislike more than I liked about him.
I liked the skin tone. I liked that he was all dye and it wasn't makeup. I liked that it was chemical related.
Yeah.
I liked his hair. I liked that it was like fucking green. I liked his voice. He had a creepy voice and a really creepy laugh. I thought those worked. I wasn't a huge fan of like his clothing in some scenes or the ones the thing is too, a lot was cut.
Yeah.
We saw a lot more pictures and then very few scenes. Like, there were a lot more other costumes like that we saw.
So, how about instead of the fucking jackasses on the internet, it's like, we want the Snyder cut. This movie's gonna be so much better than Whedon's. I want the Snyder cut. How about they give us the full fucking cut of Suicide Squad? Maybe it'll make that movie better.
Yeah.
Sorry, the Oscar-winning fucking Suicide Squad.
Let's see the Let's see the movie that clearly got them the Oscar.
Yeah, where's the other half of Joker shit from that movie? How about you bring that out instead of everyone pissing and moaning about the great thing that's going to be the Snyder's cut? I don't understand why people think this movie's going to be fucking the greatest masterpiece. They're like, it's going to be the Citizen Kane of fucking movies.
No, it would be
why
horrible.
do you think this?
Yeah.
It is literally,
never made a good movie.
You know what it's going to be? More shots of fucking bags flowing through the goddamn wind and 37 minutes of credits. I don't understand why people think this movie's going to be better. You cannot make that movie better.
No.
You got what you got. And two of the best scenes, he didn't even do.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't understand why people are like, the Snyder's cut is great. Josh Whedon made a terrible movie. Whedon put in like 2 scenes and finished the movie. I don't understand people's fucking like, Snyder's the greatest thing. He made 3 movies before that sucked.
Yeah.
So why would you think Justice League is going to be any fucking better? I do not understand these people. You know what? Put the fucking cut out then.
And just shut them
the fuck up.
Just prove them wrong. Here's the fucking movie, watch it. It's horrible. Here's the 9-hour movie that doesn't make sense.
There you go. Batman v Superman is 3 hours and 30 minutes long with his extended cut.
And
it makes it marginally better because it adds like 2 key scenes of dialogue that make the fucking movie make more sense.
Yeah.
But sure, this Snyder cut will make Justice League amazing.
The Citizen Kane of comic book movies.
Like, Jesus Christ. I don't understand fucking... Comic book fans are the worst fucking people on the planet.
There's another, like, petition or Facebook group or whatever. However they get together.
Yeah.
The peeps, the youngins, at Comic-Con. To try to push for the Snyder cut again.
If I'm DC, I'm just like, here you go, shut up. You don't even have to put don't even make it physical copies. Just put it out.
A lot of people throw this out there though, and it finally did happen. It took a long time. It took like fucking almost 25 years, but after a lot of bitching and complaining, we finally did get the Donner cut for Superman 2.
Well,
I'm just saying.
Let's unpack that a little bit.
I'm just saying, it took a long time for people to bitch and complain that they wanted the original Superman 2 that they were promised with Donner directing it. They said no, and then finally, about like 20 years later after Superman 2 came out or whatever, 25 years, some shit like that, they finally was like, here's the Donner cut, and they mixed it in, they blended.
But here's the thing, Donner's a good director and made a great first movie.
I'm just saying.
Snyder made 3 terrible movies.
Forget the overall. Even watching the Snyder or the Donner cut, there are still things because of how they did it that you can't change.
Yeah.
There are still scenes that were scenes that weren't filmed that were filmed with the new guys that you had to use, like shit like that. So it's not like a whole better movie, but it's slightly twist things around.
Donner was unceremoniously fired off of the movie, whereas Snyder...
He was fired.
Snyder? 100%, because he made a bunch of shitty movies, and they're like, whoa, we need to fix this. Whereas
I'm just saying...
Whereas Donner was just kicked off for bullshit.
He was for arguing with them and not doing what they wanted.
Yeah, to, make a good Superman movie where,
It could happen.
Great, so I have to wait 25 years to see a mediocre goddamn movie that isn't going to be any better than the cut we had.
I think it would be in the same realm of the extended for BVS, where it's just marginally better because there will be other storylines included. It won't be,
but also
leaps and bounds.
Take whatever Whedon shot at. Because you can't have anything from Whedon in there, because then they'll be like, oh, it's good, but Whedon's still stuff in there.
I don't know. Again, I don't think that would be possible because he finished shooting the movie. It'd be
allegedly, dude shot the whole movie.
I don't think they've said that.
I've seen that. I've seen them say it.
I've seen the internet say that. Well, I don't think
if it's on the internet, that must be true.
I don't think like based on things from the studio and stuff, and when the shift was happening, he had it finished.
You got to take out that awesome Batman scene. Can't have that in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
One of the best scenes in the movie. Can't have it.
Yeah,
Whedon shot that. Mm-hmm. That's a whole Whedon idea. Mm-hmm. Take it out. That's the best scene in the whole movie. Can't take out the ending. Can't have that. Whedon shot that too.
Yeah.
Not sure what ending you're gonna have. Everyone will probably just circle jerk in the middle, and there'll be a flag going by or something. It'll be dark, and Superman will go. Ugh. God, Snyder's a terrible director.
I was really excited when he was announced for Man of Steel because I thought visually he could do this. Like visually he can.
Visually he's great. Storytelling wise, he can't do shit.
Fuck.
To tell a cohesive story and like blah blah blah, and granted that might have been the writer and blah 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 blah, but
I'm just saying the writer for Man of Steel was Goyer and the story was by Nolan.
Yeah, who
did The Dark Knight,
which we should have right there. Something should have clicked where like he can't do this. Yeah, it started off terribly. Everything about
once you see Man of Steel, you're like, oh, this is like okay.
And the worst thing is they got us with that fucking teaser of that kid running around and the music.
I'm just gonna say, same thing for BVS. Same thing to Justice League to an extent. The trailers had me fucking rock hard for this movie. But then when I'm watching it, I'm like, limp as a fucking wet noodle. I'm just like, holy shit.
I was very hesitant about the Justice League.
Well, yeah, like because after seeing the other three, like I'm not as excited anymore. I know I'm gonna get let down.
They fought a messed up Ninja Turtle.
Like, yeah, I know I'm gonna get let down, but
what pisses me off so much about that is like we've seen other like prototypes of Doomsday, and they were good, and they're like, no, we're gonna use this one. And you're like, what?
The angry Michelangelo looks best.
Like, what were you thinking? I just fucking hate DC so much right now. You have
I'm
a plethora of back everything. Mm-hmm. And like you have creative writers in your comics on your fucking TV shows and your fucking your animated movies and your animated stuff. But how in the fuck do you manage to keep fucking up your live action stuff so much that you don't learn anything? Mm-hmm. The only smart thing they did was pick up Gunn.
Pick up what?
James Gunn.
Oh.
It's the smartest thing they did was pick up Gunn to do Suicide Squad. That's it.
That looks good, but it's a reboot.
Yeah.
With the same cast. I'm like, that's not a reboot. You're just making the sequel.
And ignoring the first one.
Yeah.
That's all you're doing.
But it's still a sequel to some extent. You know, like...
I mean, Aquaman was good. Wonder Woman was good. I don't know about the sequel to Wonder Woman.
I'm intrigued. I'm not excited for it as I thought I would be.
Joker, I'm like,
Joker's a one.
Birds of Prey, just like it has
no interest.
Has the potential, but it won't be good.
It has the potential to be bad.
Oh yeah, real bad.
Yeah,
real bad, real bad,
real bad. That's what it has the potential for. I have no interest in seeing it.
Yeah, I don't either.
Unless a trailer just turns me the right fucking around.
Yeah,
but I doubt that's going to be the case.
No.
Shazam was okay. Shazam wasn't strong. I thought it was okay. It was very basic.
Shazam was good for what it needed to be.
Yeah.
Which is just a fun superhero movie without a ton of baggage and brought down by DC's ineptitude of filmmaking, which it did. Mm-hmm. And Aquaman was great.
Aquaman was really good.
I don't understand why people dislike that movie. It was really good.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman, really good, except for the third act, which sucked. Mm-hmm. It made just bad.
Yeah.
But the rest of the first half...
Fighting a 7-year-old man.
Yeah, it's... First half was great, but we'll see. The Batman, I don't know. I don't know what that movie is or what it will be, and it's 2 years out at this point.
Mm-hmm. Moving on. Next news.
It just makes me sad. What do we got for next news? Speaking of things, a bunch of executive producers and 2 of the actors from the last Power Rangers movie has said there's one in development, they are not in it, and it is a reboot, but they are moving forward with it.
With a new one.
With a new one.
Okay.
All right. We'll see this in 2022 or something.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Hasbro is probably at Comic-Con, so we may see an announcement there. They like to announce whatever stuff they're working on at cons. So if we do see some sort of announcement...
The first one was...
Okay. They had to work...
okay to just under okay.
But they had to work within their budget because they didn't have one because Saban was like, we don't have faith in this. So
but then why make it?
I don't know.
And that's the thing. If you don't have faith in it, why produce it?
My thinking is we've seen them do this before. They put out a movie that's semi-okay, semi-under whatever, to hopefully does huge back stuff to get a better sequel. And I think that's what they were trying to do with the first Ranger movie. Because for the first half, we don't see Zords or we don't see Power Rangers.
First half. Fuck first half. 3/4.
Yeah, first third, yeah.
You don't see anything until the third act, which is like the quickest third act. It's like 8 minutes. And that's all you fucking see. And those 8 minutes that where they spent the money still look horrible.
The suits
are bad.
The
suits are bad. The Zords are horrible. The CG fight at the end is god awful for 2017 or 18 when it came out. Like
that Megazord looks dumb.
The fucking Power Ranger movie from 1997 looks fucking better.
Well, the suits.
Well, yeah, the suits from that one look really good.
The suits look good.
Where they spent money on that shit.
The suits look good. The Zord looks terrible. The Megazord in that movie looks awful.
Bad now, but
no, it looked good then. No, it didn't. No, it didn't.
So?
No, it didn't.
I think it looked okay then.
I don't think
you were 6 years old. What do you fucking know?
It looks like it looks like bad CGI.
Yeah.
Like horrible CGI.
Well, it's the same CGI they use now, 20 years later.
No, the Megazord in this movie, like aesthetic design is stupid, but it looks better than that one.
It looks horrible. Him fighting the Goldar, the large thing, it's a melting pot of. That looked horrible.
Yeah. I don't understand why Goldar is a giant 7-foot fucking 2070 story. Oh god, it's just not good.
I only watched the movie once.
I've watched it twice and I owned it. Yeah. I did my part, man. I tried to get this movie to get a sequel. I tried. The acting wasn't bad. I appreciate what they were trying to do.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. Yeah, so we'll probably see some sort of announcement soon, if not later, but at some point. Also, for the Power Rangers game that's out right now, Battle for the Grid, they announced the first season pass stuff.
Right there.
It's got the gold Zeo Ranger, the pink Time Force Ranger, and Lord Zed. The first 2 are out. Lord Zed is not yet. Coming out later, but that's kind of cool. It is a full game, which is dope. And then they fixed it now so that you can finally fight with your friends before, because it was just random matchmaking. So now you can fight your friends. And they added a story mode to it and everything. And I'm like, I might pick this up. It's super cheap. Might be a fun game to just fuck around in.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, especially since there's a story mode now. Complete side tangent. The other day, Jason David Frank teased out something on his Instagram. It was like a helmet.
Going to return as the Green Ranger again.
No, what they're doing is it's called Legend of the White Dragon, and it is basically a Power Rangers ripoff, but it's him and the producers from Batman and the Sun, and the directors from that, and the second Black Ranger, Johnny Young Bosch.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Red Time Force Ranger and the Yellow Mega Force Ranger, and Jason David Frank's daughter. And it looks like they're just making a Power Rangers ripoff, but like they showed a trailer for it. It's like a 3-minute trailer for it because it's a Kickstarted like movie or show or something. It looks awesome because it's just straight up martial arts fights, and the suit looks dope because those guys from Bat and the Sun just make cool shit.
Yeah,
but yeah, they're kickstarting a Power Rangers-esque movie with him and those other guys in it, but it looks fucking good. And there's a fight scene between like the 4 of them in it, and like bad Power Rangers acting aside, martial arts, they're just fucking good at. Those two, especially those two, Jason David Frank and Johnny Young Bosch, they're just fantastic martial artists. So to watch them fight it out and the thing, and the suits actually look pretty decent for like the production that it is. So they're trying to kickstart it to get a little bit more money to make the thing look better.
Yeah.
And do like a full big thing about it. And I'm like, I hope they do it because it looks dope.
Talk about riding coattails until
Oh yeah.
grave.
Oh yeah.
Just like, let's just drop that and move
He
on.
knows.
But
He knows his fans and he knows what they want. And he wants to keep doing it. So the more power to him, right? And like, he's aged, but not much.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's aged,
but he can
like,
still kick the crap out of
50
2/3 of the people if he wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't fuck with Jason David Frank, man. He's like one of those people, like, he got attacked at a con one year and, like, fought them back. And I'm like, why do people keep attacking people at random things? Especially people who you know could kick your ass. We saw it with him, and then we saw it with, was it Schwarzenegger?
Yeah, you got
the guy who drop kicked him and then basically was like, he just fell. And then the wrestling attacked Bret Hart.
Oh, yeah,
The Hall of Fame ceremony.
Hall of Fame.
Which, like, okay, yeah, he attacked Bret Hart. He's a little frail and, like, sick and everything. Probably shouldn't do that because you're a douchebag. Probably also shouldn't do it surrounded by the entire WWE locker room as well as a bunch of legends and shit. Mm-hmm. Because they will kick your ass. And they did. They beat the shit out of him. Saw the pictures of him afterwards, like his mugshot. He was just like... And I'm like, good. You see the video of, like, I think it was, like, Shane McMahon who first got in the ring. Just starts throwing blows at him. It's probably the best thing to happen to wrestling in a while, other than Bischoff and Thing taking over. I guess when they took over, that like huge writing bumps, and all the people were like, "Oh yeah, it's better now." And apparently they're dropping PG.
Going for G or 13.
I don't know what they're aiming for, but they're dropping PG, which will make it instantly better.
Yeah.
Instantly.
Unless they drop it in the reverse and they just go straight up rated G.
They just walk out and you're like, you're a poopy head, and then just punches them.
Talk to each other for 20 minutes. That's the.
I don't put it behind Vince McMahon at all. In
we can get more numbers if it's rated G.
Oh God! They announced a new Cuphead show coming to Netflix, which it's right here. This is just the other article I had in case I didn't grab from. I think that's pretty cool. It's going to be produced by Netflix Animation, and it's going to be done with the help of the guys who made the game. They're not, it's the way they're doing it is they're trying to stay away from, because Cuphead is completely hand-drawn, and this is not going to be, obviously, but they're going to hand-draw it on computer, and they're trying to stay away from as much, like, computer animation as possible. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, that's pretty cool, and it's going to be full color. And there's like this little promo picture here. And you kind of see the main guy of like Cuphead and Mugman here. And it's just they're saying it's not a kid's show, but it's going to be based both age groups. So people from both age groups can enjoy it. And you can see a little bit of departure about how it's the look and style of it. And it's still going to be based around like the 1930s aesthetic, but still just like the random adventures of shenanigans they get into kind of thing. And that's what happens in the game is they just get into some trouble. But I like that. That's cool. I was watching Kind of Funny Games Daily, and they had Gary Whitta on, the Rogue One. And he was talking about how one of his friends works at the Netflix animation studio, and she's working on another show. I guess she created that Nanny McPhee show that kids like. I don't know. And some other kid stuff. But she was walking by the office and she saw a bunch of the production stills for this show on the wall. And she said it looked phenomenal. And I'm like, that's cool. But
no idea what a Cuphead is.
It's just that game that looks...
Stars 2 cups.
Yeah, it's the game that looks like the 1930s like vignette cartoons where but you like shoot with the handgun thing and like there's big enemies everywhere. It's pretty cool. It's a fun game, but it's hard as fuck. It's one of the hardest games to play. I've been streaming it on and off because I just get like really frustrated and stop playing. But I just thought that was cool. Other show announcements. The director of Fallen Kingdom, J.A. Benya is going to helm the Amazon Lord of the Rings show. which I'm like, all right, cool. Is that a step down? Or is it just like
From Fallen Kingdom?
like just a big movie to like you're gonna do an Amazon show now?
He's probably not helming the whole series, unless he is helming the whole series. It's probably just.
I think it's the first two.
Yeah, sometimes it's like you get your take. You get to create the show, the look. You get to set the stage for what the show's going to look like.
Yeah,
because you do the first 2 episodes or whatever, and then all the other directors follow what you've done, right?
Yeah.
So that's not a step down. A lot of movie directors still do that.
Yeah,
they do like pilots essentially.
Yeah,
and it sets a stage for what the show would look like.
2 of the uncredited writers for Beyond, which I guess we've talked about how many writers were on that movie, created this series, will be the showrunners, and then the writers' room will have like one of the writers from Breaking Bad and one of the writers from Game of Thrones, but not the 2 main showrunners who are now responsible for. Was it one of the Star Wars shows? Or people are really worried because they're like, it kind of ruined the end of Game of Thrones.
Oh. Yeah, DB thing.
Yeah, Wise and whatever.
Yeah, they're doing their own set of movies.
Yeah, that's right. And now everyone's kind of like...
Yeah, they're doing their own trilogy.
Interesting. I'm kind of intrigued about this Lord of the Rings thing because it's going to be different.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I'm like, how different can you make it?
Yeah.
I'm like, you can just put more stuff of the source material they left out. Yeah. And plus, it's episodic. It's a TV series, so probably 40-minute episodes, maybe 8 episodes.
I'm thinking full hours.
Well,
I don't know how Amazon does Amazon run like HBO, or do they run like other like?
I think it depends on the series, probably.
I mean, I imagine they'll run like full hours.
That's a lot of Lord of the Rings.
Like 1 hour episodes.
That's a lot of Lord of the Rings.
8 episodes, it's 8 hours.
Yeah. And like, is that going to be 1 book? Is that 3 books? How's that going to work? I'm intrigued.
I imagine 8 hours first season.
Yeah.
1 book.
Second season, second book. Yeah.
Third book.
They're also...
wow. Just be prepared for a lot of fucking walking.
Oh, yeah.
A ton of fucking walking in the woods and talking to your short little mini friend over there. I don't know.
Short little mini friend.
I don't know his fucking name.
Frodo.
And just walking and fucking talking. And somehow people viewing this find excitement in that.
I like the movies.
As proven through these sets of movies and many years of The Walking Dead, where walking and talking to the next location is pivotal until you get to that location and have that scene that you want to watch, and that scene only lasts 4 minutes before they're back on the road.
I would argue there's less walking in Lord of the Rings than there is The Walking Dead. Jesus. They're also working on an MMO for Lord of the Rings from Amazon and one of their production studios that they have. So that could be interesting, a full fucking MMO Lord of the Rings game where it just keeps going and going and you pick your character. My thing with Lord of the Rings is there's only so much you can do with what they have, because at some point, like, it's either just off on its own little story or it takes place before everything that happens and you're kind of like, okay. Like, you can only, like, he gets defeated eventually and the stuff that's canon is canon. You can't just do whatever. Like, the games, they take place before and they kind of loosely interweave canon and change some stuff based on that. But, like, an ongoing game, it's like, kind of like, how long can the narrative be with what you can change based off of what's out there?
Yeah. Is there anything post Lord of the Rings?
I don't think.
What's the last book?
I assume Return of the King.
Return of the King is the last book.
Yeah.
Is there anything out there that's post Return
I
of the
do
King?
not know enough about Lord of the Rings to know that.
I don't think there is.
I don't think there is either. I think everything takes place...
What's it called? The Hobbit takes place before.
Yeah. And
right?
I think some of the game stuff takes place before The Hobbit. But who knows? It all depends on like what they have and what they do with the token. It's really weird. But also we'll see some of the Star Wars, the Mandalorian at D23, which is soon.
Big Dick 23.
Yeah, that's basic.
A lot of stuff.
Well, Disney tends to do a lot of stuff when they have D3. They announce a lot of their like theme parky shit, and then a lot of their shows we see new footage for. Like we saw Kingdom Hearts stuff at the last one.
Is it always D23 or is that number like will next year be D24?
I thought it was always the same number.
It's always the same number. Yeah. It's not counting.
Yeah, no, it's I don't know what that's referenced to though. It's got to be something.
It's got to be something.
But I have no idea what it
always
is.
D23.
Yeah, they always announce like theme park stuff, which is pretty cool because they announce like here's what's coming kind of thing, and then like shows and sometimes movie stuff. So if we don't see any Phase 4 stuff for there, we'll see it here.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought that was kind of interesting.
HBO.
No, I'm gonna cover that last because I think we can get a lot out of it. John Carpenter is going to co-write one of the Joker books coming out. And I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah. Joins DC Universe to co-write Joker, Year of the Villain. Is it? It's just a one-off book?
I think so, yeah, because they're doing a bunch of stuff with the Joker this year to hype kind of the movie, and this is one of the books, but there's like 3 or 4 other books. And we're finally going to get the fucking Joker shit. Of the 3 Jokers. It's one of the books, too, they were talking about. I'm like, thank fucking God, because I've really been just like... My anticipation for that book has never fucking waned, because I really want to know how they fucking intertwine this. I'm so intrigued. From the second they were like, he got in that fucking chair and put on his helmet, and he's like, there's 3 Jokers. And you're like, what the fuck? And then they revealed which 3 of them... Yeah, they revealed the 3 Jokers through time and where they were based.
9 years later, they finally got around to telling you, though.
But, like, and it's kind of... And the reveal better be great.
It's not.
It's not gonna be, but... But, like, usually when you're waiting for something, you're like, oh, fuck, I totally forgot they were doing this. I've been waiting for this fucking reveal forever. I want to see what it is and how they work it. Because when they were first announced it was, like, hugely... Because you were like, wait, there's 3 Jokers? How does that work? Because we've always thought it was the same dude. Much like there's been 47 Batmans, but they're all the same Batman. Unless they're fucking Elseworlds Batmans.
Yeah. Which
these 3 Jokers aren't. They're main canon Jokers. Through different timelines. Mm-hmm. It's the I don't know the face off Joker, the 90s, the Killing Joke 70s. One, and then the 70s one. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, okay, those are 3 very distinct Jokers. Let's see how you do it. Because I've always subscribed to the theory that the Joker is one of the writers or one of the guys said that a long time ago that Joker is the one guy. But he's different based on how he wakes up that morning. Mm-hmm. He could be the Crown Prince one from the 70s, or he could cut his own face off Joker. Mm-hmm. And I've always subscribed to that. The Joker is the same Joker. He's just different levels of crazy depending on how he feels when he rolls out of bed. Mm-hmm. So I'm intrigued by that. Christoph Waltz is confirmed to be coming back as Blofeld.
That's cool.
Yeah. There was a rumor a couple days before. And then the next day they were like, yeah, it's true, he's coming back. I'm like, cool, he was fucking dope.
He was. Good actor.
I am so intrigued by this Bond movie. Yeah, you got this guy back in it, Rami Malek's in it, and Bond's in it, and it's supposed to be closing off the entire like arc of what Daniel Craig's been doing. And I'm like, fuck yeah. Because the last couple Bonds have just, like Daniel Craig's whole run, except for Quantum, which is kind of like, eh.
Quantum's not horrible, and that's the weakest one.
Yeah, it's just weak and confusing.
Yeah,
but the rest
not horrible. No, and that's still like when you go look at it, that's the weakest one, and it's still like okay.
Yeah, his entire run has just rejuvenated Bond in a whole new level. But like,
I feel sorry for the next guy.
Oh yeah, he's fucked.
Yeah, it was like, and I'm sure each one you've thought that where like after Pierce, you're like, fuck, Craig's screwed. Like, Pierce
started off really strong, good, and then they just did really down.
But so still, you're like, this blonde
when the world was not enough who came out, you were kind of like, ooh, can we go to the next Bond? Where like, and they announced this guy, everyone was like, he's blonde, he's not this,
he was too young, he was, and all this. And then that first trailer for Casino Royale, though, man, fucking stiff the whole fucking 2.5 minutes, man. I was like,
and then the whole movie is great. And then Quantum, you were kind of like, okay. But then there's that next one where he jumps on the fucking train, adjusts his sit, and you're like, okay, maybe let's go.
Let's ride this bitch.
And then Skyfall is just dope. It's so good.
I liked Spectre. A lot of people didn't have mixed things.
Spectre has one of the greatest fucking openings of a Bond movie ever.
The
the Mexican
Yeah.
thing where it's
Yeah.
like there's no fucking dialogue and it's just like stuff's happening.
Through the fucking apartment building,
And you don't know it's Bond at first,
yeah.
and it's just this guy walking through the Day of the Dead, and you're just like,
Oh, fuck.
and then he crashes a helicopter in the
Yeah.
middle, and you're like, oh my god,
Right in the
you're like Bond's blowing shit up, it's
He
great.
doesn't listen. He doesn't give a shit.
Nah, he's Bond, man. He's got a license to blow shit the
Exactly.
fuck up.
Fuck.
It's-
Oh man, I want to watch Casino Royale.
Not to mention the soundtrack for those movies.
Oh, really good.
Is amazing, especially the
Yeah.
Bond things.
Bond-
All of them are
Yeah.
fantastic.
Steve, what is it?
Chris Cornell.
Chris Cornell.
You don't know my name?
You know what my name?
Fucking great.
I liked the Skyfall from
Yeah,
Adele.
it's
Adele.
yeah, but
She did
Quantum's is Alicia Keys
Yeah.
and the guy from Jack White.
Mm-hmm.
Dope.
Yep.
Skyfall. Oh, Skyfall is so good.
Good. Yeah.
And then
I forget Spectre.
I do too. I don't know. Fuck, what's Spectre's? I know it's good though, but I can't remember it. Certainly better than Madonna. Yeah, what is Spectre's theme?
Spectre. Song.
Yeah. We're looking it up on the interwebs.
Alan Walker.
Oh, okay. I know. Yeah, I know what. Yeah.
Just want to make sure it's like Bond related.
I'm pretty sure that's his. Oh, that's not the Westworld logo.
No, because it's called The Spectre, so I don't think
Yeah.
that's right.
I don't know. I thought it was. Bear with us, everybody. We're looking things up on the interwebs.
Spectre Bond song.
Yeah. Oops, I accidentally hit cast. It's writing on the wall. Sam Smith.
Oh, that's what it was. Sam Smith. That's
Yeah.
what it was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's much more somber.
Yeah. Writing on the wall.
Yeah.
I remember the name Sam.
I do
Smith.
too. I remember not liking it at first because I'm like, ooh, they went from like the big, like at least all that stuff with keys and thing, and then that, and then writing. You're like, okay, because Spectre's kind of like, it's a changing of everything, kind of after Skyfall. It's like, where do they go from that and everything? But it's fucking dope.
Still good. Awesome
yeah.
moves. I like all of
I
them.
still want to play that fucking game that's not that good, but looks dope.
Yeah.
Legends.
The Legends.
007
Where you
Legends.
Go back
I really
as Bond
want.
and
Yeah.
play the old movies.
It's the.
Like you go back as Craig and play the old movies.
So what happens? It's that one scene on the train from Skyfall
yeah, where he died.
where he gets shot
Yeah,
by
she shoots him.
Moneypenny there
Yeah.
and falls into the river. And instead of like the opening theme or whatever, because I think that's how it works.
yeah,
with
it
that,
falls into the theme song.
he replays classic stuff from classic Bonds, reimagined as Daniel Craig, and it looks so good. It's
Russian with love.
yeah, and it's
Octopussy.
it's mediocre. Yeah, it is Moonraker. And then I think there's a level from Goldeneye.
Yeah, I think you
too.
do GoldenEye and stuff.
But it was, I guess it didn't do as well, but now it's like really hard to get to play.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
I would
fuck,
play that.
I really want to play.
if I could.
And like on Amazon, it's like $100 fucking and shit. And I'm like, fuck. I wish they would just put it out digitally on like one of the things. As soon as it comes to if it comes to Game Pass ever, just randomly, I'll fucking play that shit in a heartbeat.
Oh yeah.
But I really want to play it now that I'm like,
Now I want to watch Casino Royale.
I just want to watch.
I want to watch all of them, but I want to go back and watch Royale.
I've watched Royale enough. I kind of want to watch. Well, Royale's good. I can't say enough. But I kind of want to watch Spectre again because I haven't watched that enough yet.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna burn through them all and watch them.
Yeah.
But Casino Royale, a movie that I will say this goes on longer than it
100%, but it's
but
still good.
motherfucker, that movie has 3 endings, and each time I'm like, I want to see it again because there's 3 different endings of that movie, but then they keep fucking going. Then you get to the end where he's like, the bitch is dead.
And then like he shoots that guy and he's like, my name is Bond. James Bond. Because he hasn't said it up to that point.
Yeah, exactly. You wait the whole fucking movie, and then that's the last line of the movie where he walks down the suit, and you just see him, and the guy's on the fucking ground, and he says the name.
It just it circumvents all of James Bond's stuff. So like to the point where like at the end he is James Bond.
Yeah,
and you're like,
that's the whole idea. Was this movie was him getting it opens with him getting
double status.
He gets it he kills that guy in the bathroom and he just beats the shit out of him. And he's like, and then he gets 00 status.
There's not one wasted fucking scene in that movie.
No,
there's
like I said, it keeps going.
There's that great fucking park lord moment where he's like, stop touching your ear, stop touching your ear.
No, the interrogation scene.
Oh yeah.
Oh, to the left.
He's like, you're gonna die.
The world's gonna know you died scratching my balls.
Dude, that fucking movie is iconic, man.
Oh, fuck.
If you guys have not ever seen those movies, man, go fucking watch it. You can't spoil a movie that's like 12 years old at this point.
Fuck, that movie's so good.
Okay, real quick, I want to talk about this before we... they cast Sub-Zero in the Mortal Kombat movie, and it's the Raid actor...
Okay, I remember. He looks familiar. Joe Taslim. Joe Taslim. Who many of you know from The Raid and Fast and Furious 6 and others.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
He can make a dope Sub-Zero.
Yep.
This Mortal Kombat movie has been sitting in development hell for about 35 years now. So hopefully they can take NetherRealm and whoever's doing this movie and this actor can take what the last 3 Mortal Kombat games have done for Mortal Kombat with storytelling and put it in a movie. Awesome. Please do that. Because the storyline in those last few games, phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. Please do that. Or just make it a crossover with Injustice and there's your movie. Mortal Kombat fights DC, but less toned down than the actual franchise was. Speaking of random weird shit, the U.S. National Archives has said there is no map on the back
of the Declaration of Independence.
That is hilarious.
They had to go and check. They had to make sure.
100% because they knew at some point someone would try to fucking steal the thing to see if there is one.
Mm-hmm.
Because people don't believe movies are movies, and they're like, this has to be accurate.
Well, some of this stuff is just, I'll just say, some of the shit isn't always made up. That was made up. But there's some of the Mason stuff is legit.
Oh, yeah.
You know, some of parts of this is legit.
Can we get another National Treasure movie?
I love those two movies. I watch those at least once a year.
Amazing.
Yeah, I watch both of them at least once a year.
I watched them a few months ago, and they're so good. Mm. And then just like the shit that he connects to things, and just like Nick Cage is acting well.
They do that history, but modernize it and blend it and make shit up like the map. It's cool. It's interesting. Yeah,
where it's like, oh, it turns out they did this and they hit this, and you're like, oh man, it's good. Yeah. That's why Indiana Jones is so good.
Yeah,
just like random, like fun adventure stuff.
Mm-hmm. The third one's always been in talks, but it's never moved anywhere.
It's like I saw a story earlier about the third Sherlock Holmes movie.
It keeps
changing director and everything, and I'm just like,
and I'm like, okay.
Like, they seem down to do it.
Yeah,
like,
but it's one of those ones where like sometimes like it's been a long time and it doesn't always pop again.
No,
lightning doesn't strike
15
years later. Well, it doesn't strike 15 years later, right?
Yeah.
Like 49.
Yeah, and our final news story of the day, kind of our big one. We talked about it last week, and then they officially announced it. Warner Brothers officially unveiled its streaming service. And what it is, what it's called, what's on it for the most part, and everything under the goddamn sun. So it's called HBO Max, which just kind of sucks.
I don't like the name. I wish it had WB.
It's weird. It's weird that you. I understand the brand recognition of HBO, but do you think? I think Warner Brothers would have a bigger impact of a name than HBO would. Like this just seems like
it's just a bigger version of the.
This is the third name HBO has. They have Go and they have HBO something else.
Yeah,
some other
HBO Go and then this.
But there's another streaming thing that they have or something. It's like HBO Now or some shit. Yeah. And then they have HBO Max. This just seems like another version of that app.
Yeah, this doesn't sound like I'm going to get everything from Warner Bros. This just sounds like another HBO app.
Yeah. It's set to launch in the spring of next year. It's going to compete, obviously, with Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, and Apple TV, and Disney's upcoming thing.
It has a plethora of different media platforms, including Warner Brothers, New Line, DC Entertainment, CNN, TNT, TBS, True TV, The CW, Turner Classic Movies, Cartoon Network, Adult Swim, Crunchyroll, Rooster Teeth, Looney Tunes, and many more.
I am very intrigued that the fact that it has Crunchyroll as well as Rooster Teeth. Because if they start putting some Rooster Teeth shows on there, that's pretty cool because it negates the first membership for the most part.
Yeah.
Because you'll get their shows, which is kind of cool. Man, there's a lot of stuff.
This is the one that I might get just because it has a lot of other things too, not just DC stuff. Like, and it's going to have my DC network that I've been trying to.
But it's going to have Friends.
It's going to have Friends because Friends is being pulled from Netflix at the end of the year. Bye now. Netflix is fucked.
With Disney, and Warner Brothers, Netflix is in trouble.
It is fucked.
Like, yeah, they have a lot of their own shows now, but like, damn, guys, you're losing a lot of fucking stuff because now Disney has this and Hulu, and they're gonna pull all the other shows and put them on there
eventually. And the same with Warner Brothers. Once the other shows start to lapse and their contracts with Netflix expire, they're not going to renew them. They're going to fold them into their own network. Plus, they're going to have original content, including the previously announced Gremlins and the animated series Dune: The Sisterhood.
No, the animated series is Gremlins.
Oh, okay.
Dune: The Sisterhood is a live action show.
It's a live action show.
Which, like, it's got Friends, and then Disney has The Simpsons on the other side. Mm-hmm. Those are two massive shows that, like, the only thing left is kind of The Office.
And The Office is being pulled from
And The Office is being pulled and going to...
I don't think it was going anywhere. It's just not going back.
Where is it? Warner Brothers? No, that's not right. NBC's, right?
NBC could be Warner.
What is there? I don't fucking know. I thought it's leaving at some point and going
leaving.
somewhere.
I didn't know if it was going anywhere. I thought it was just leaving.
I thought it was going somewhere. But, dear God, there's so many things coming to this fucking network. Like, it's crazy. Mm-hmm. Like, it's got all of HBO's programming, which is huge.
Yeah.
All of DC's content, Sesame Street, because it's done by HBO, and just, like...
Sopranos? Fuck, I forgot about Sopranos. And then there's that picture, and then everything, New Line and everything. I finally found that picture. We'll throw it up today. I'll text it to you.
I'll put it in the thing here. Adult Swim. That's Robot Chicken, man.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Cartoon Network.
TBS.
That's like all your Samurai Jacks and your Powerpuff Girls and SpongeBob.
Yeah, cartoons, whatever.
Yeah, cartoons. But like
TBS too and just everything. I'm like, fuck, I want to watch this. This is Last Week Tonight with John Oliver.
That's huge because I keep trying to watch that show.
Yeah.
Godzilla, we saw Godzilla, we see Batman, obviously, like just Pretty Little Liars, Teen Titans Go to the Movies, Friends, just Crazy Rich Asians.
And it mentions how the new shows like Batwoman is going to work. I think it's like...
Oh, The Wizard of Oz is on here too? That's because that's a Turner Classic Movie thing.
Well, I think it's also a Warner Brothers movie.
Well, that too, it is, yeah.
Too, but it mentioned how the new shows are going to work. I read, but I forget. Something, I think you got to wait the year.
Okay.
Like, in June when the shows are done, the first season of Batwoman goes up on this network.
Okay.
You know? So I think you're like one season behind. Which is kind of like how Netflix does with some of their shows. Like, you're always a season behind from one that just finished.
Okay. Also, all the episodes of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air are now going there. Pretty Little Liars. Mm-hmm. That's huge.
Right here.
It doesn't say.
Exclusive streaming to the home, including dramas for the CW, beginning with the fall 2019, including it doesn't mention how it was going to do.
But either way, these shows used to go day and date with Hulu, and now they're not. Yeah. So that's huge.
I think you're going to go one season behind.
Yeah. There's original shows coming from Reese Witherspoon and Greg Berlanti. That's huge. So they have the show Dune, which is based off the book. Then there's a show called Tokyo Vice, which is a non-fictional first-hand account of the Tokyo Metropolitan Police beat, which sounds pretty interesting. I might check that out. It's like Cops, but Tokyo. Mm-hmm. The Flight Attendant, a 1-hour thriller series based on a novel starring Keely Coca, which is kind of cool. Love Life, starring Anna Kendrick, which is a 10-episode, half-hour comedy. It's got Paul Feig as a producer, so that's kind of cool. Plus, who doesn't love Anna Kendrick? I've almost watched the singing movies.
Pitch Perfect?
Because she's in it.
They're okay.
You've got...
You got a whole bunch of
yeah.
shit. We don't.
I was just trying to see if anything else sounded interesting. More stuff. Stephen King's putting a show on there starring Jason Bateman.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan Peele and J.J. Abrams are doing a show. Joss Whedon's got one coming. Jesus Christ. They were like, who can we get? Okay, so we'll grab fucking Peele and Abrams and fucking Laura Donnelly and a show with Jack Gatt and Hugh Laurie on a space station. That sounds fucking cool. You got a show with David E. Kelly starring Nicole Kidman and Hugh Grant. You got a show with fucking Ed Burns, Winona Ryder, and John Turturro. You got another fucking show with produced by Robert Downey Jr., starring Matthew Reyes. Jesus Christ. They were just like, we are putting every fucking bit of money we have behind this, and the star power is massive. This is what Netflix originally was trying to do.
Yeah.
And then just list all the actors coming to it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, then it's just list like all the characters that are like doing it. Like, this is huge. This is like Disney Plus.
I'm curious
huge.
how much it costs though. I'd spend $20 a month.
They were saying between $15.99 and $16.99, which would be about $20 for us.
Yeah.
Which, fine, $20 fucking dollars, and I get Friends, all these new shows,
stuff,
and fucking everything on
and I
your
get
goddamn
the DC
son.
network.
Yeah.
That's the thing. For me, I get the DC network, I get the HBO, I get all the stuff from Warner Brothers, I get all these new shows. I cancel Netflix, and I watch that all the time.
What, like, between Disney and this, what is left for Netflix other than their original content?
Not much. Unless they just keep them with some of the smaller movies and, shit that
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
Because, like, Netflix, the point of Netflix was to get all the shows in one spot.
I do like the idea of having everything in one place. But
I do,
unfortunately, that was never going to last because people were going to do this.
But this is kind of like, everyone was talking about, and we've talked about this multiple times, adding up how many of these things cost what they cost.
Mm-hmm.
But now, because Warner and Disney own so many properties and
really
so
can
many
choose just
things,
one.
you can choose one or even both and still negate the price of cable.
Yeah.
And they offer exclusive shows that you can't find on these, and eventually they'll come to these networks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I think NBC is launching one.
I wish
too,
they
right?
called it Warner Media.
Or
instead of HBO Max.
why not call it Warner Brothers Max or something, or just Warner Streaming? I don't like the HBO connotation on there, and I understand the draw of trying to get people to come because it has HBO content, but like Warner Brothers, I think is a bigger name and less
It's more broad.
because when you
HBO
think of
is a
HBO,
pinpoint.
you think Game of Thrones, you think The Sopranos, you
Yeah.
think all those adult oriented content, which I'm like, is The Shield on there? Because I've always wanted to watch that, but it's really hard to find and get.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always wanted to check that out. But yeah, this is massive. This is huge. And especially with, they threw everything
Hopefully it
on there.
launches North America wide.
Yeah.
Probably won't.
This might. I think
I'm not going to hold my hopes.
I won't either, but because Disney's doing the same thing. But we won't wait long for Disney. We won't wait long for Disney. DC's thing, I get.
I think
why,
they were waiting because of this.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll just dump everything North America wide with this next spring.
Fine, I guess that's cool. I just want to watch.
We're not getting DC this year.
I've heard September, and I keep hearing September, so maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if they're just gonna dump all their shows on here, but still keep the DC thing, that's cool. I guess. I wanted access to all the comics. And
I wanted
shit,
the comic stuff though. That is something that I would wonder if I went into this app and I went to the DC section, do I get everything or do I just get the shows?
Yeah. I am intrigued to see what they do for that. But if it holds out that we get DC's thing in September, fine, I'll get DC's thing in September. Because even if you do this...
If I can, I'll get it, but I don't think we're getting it.
Because even if you look at it, that's still like, what, $50 for Disney, this, and DC.
Well, I'm not getting DC+.
But just in general.
Yeah.
But if you get all three, it's still $50, give or take. That's still way better than cable.
Mm-hmm.
And you get all this, like True TV, that's all your random ass bullshit crime shows.
Yeah. Oh, well, pretty good.
Yeah.
So next week's episode will be a longer one because of Comic-Con.
And maybe later because of when everything goes.
Finishes. Yeah.
May have to record that like Sunday at like 2 or something, probably. Because stuff will be leaked Thursday night and then Friday or Saturday, actual panel stuff. Yeah, so we'll see. It may be up Tuesday. Anyways, we will see you guys next week. Thank you for joining us. This has been the Talking Bull podcast. Have a great week. We'll see you next time. Bye.